Hello there and welcome. In this video I'm going to tell you what I consider to be the best strategy in the game, even on unfair, and it is very simple really, charging out of battle. Yes, you heard that right, all you have to do is charge at the enemy, but before battle really starts, so basically by catching them unaware. Charge is a very useful ability that all your characters have access to even at level 1. It is basically a special action that lets you move towards the enemy and also attack them in the same round. The main benefit is that you gain a +2 bonus to attack rolls, which is especially useful early game when you tend to have lower AB. You also do get a penalty to armor class, but it doesn't really matter much because of how useful this ability is when it comes to alpha striking the enemy, as I'm about to show you. Now doing this is very easy. First, all you have to do is set pause when an enemy is spotted to on. This way, whenever you approach a new enemy, the game will automatically pause for you, which is great for setting up ambushes. After that, simply have all your characters charge before battle starts. Basically, just select everyone and have them charge at your enemy of choice.
I stand ready.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
I crave your commands.
We are on unfair, of course, just to show you this is viable, even on unfair and very early game. After all, this is basically just a shield maze in your first major encounter, with a lot of humanoid enemies. And as you are about to see, you will get a free hit on every single enemy that you charge before going through your initiative and attacking them again. Just look at that. We were able to kill 3 of them before they even managed to act. Basically, only a single enemy was left. Now, depending on initiative rolls, this can also result in the enemy being caught flat-footed by your first free hit when charging out of battle. As an example here, Scylla was able to hit this cultist while flat-footed, meaning he lost quite a lot of armor class to our first charge hit. And this is with Scylla rolling only a 7 initiative. Basically, if we did not ambush the enemy, she would take forever to attack. Now let us try this against this very powerful lone Baphomet cultist that has a massive 22 armor class on unfair and also +14 on his attack. There we go.
Is not an option.
Look at that. The poor cultist was easily defeated by our charge onslaught. Now this isn't just powerful because of the fact that all your characters are going to get a free attack really, but also because you get to apply the +2 charge boost to attack bonus, and even the flanking boost from, let's say, normal flanking and later on outflank, as more than one of your characters will be flanking the enemy. And look here, we were once again able to catch the enemy flat-footed, so they only had 16 armor class instead of the very high 22. And now for yet another example against 3 corrupted mongrels.
I'll bathe in your blood.
Just look at that. Easy as pie, no? If you are, let's say, a Cavalier or another character that loves using mounted combat, then this strategy is even more powerful when aided by the Spirited Charge feat that you can get as soon as level 1 really. With Spirited Charge, you will deal double weapon damage whenever charging against the enemy. In this example here, my level 2 Oracle was able to do 13 damage, 6 from his normal weapon damage, and a massive 7, so more than twice that really, as piercing from the Spirited Charge ability. Of course, this number is only going to increase higher and higher and even higher as you progress through the game with more levels, abilities, feats and spells, making your character a lot stronger. The same for charging out of battle really, which never stops being useful, as I'm about to show you, with some mid and late game examples. In the mid game, for example, against the extremely powerful Sarkorian outcasts in Wintersun, and on unfair as well, of course. As always, all melee characters have charged before battle even began. Just look at that massacre.
The world in crimson.
One of the hardest battles in the whole game, on unfair, and we did it pretty easily really, with most of the enemies taking massive amounts of damage before battle even truly began, just by ambushing them with charge. And of course, at the late game, once again on unfair.
I swear it.
Just look at that, in less than a single second the Baylor pretty much already exploded. We didn't even need to move as we already charged him before battle really started. So we not only have the attack advantage, but also the distance advantage. Now it is important to note that you can also do this in turn-based mode. As an example, here's how it goes. The game will shift into turn-based mode. The only difference is that in most cases I believe you'll only be able to ambush the enemy with a single character, so whoever gets to reach the enemy first. In this case, my Angel Oracle. Even then it's still useful because at the very least you do get to move your characters further close to the enemy, even if they don't get to attack really with the ambush. Well, so this was it. I hope you've enjoyed this video on what I consider to be pretty much the best and one of the most powerful and easiest to do really strategies to tackle the game on any difficulty really, from core to hard and even on unfair. After all you have to do is charge out of battle, and in the end all your characters do have the charge ability by default. It is true that in some battles you will not be able to do this because you will pretty much be forced into battle, so no chances to ambush the enemy, but overall this is going to be possible in almost all the battles. I'd say something like 95% of them really. So very useful and very powerful. As always, please remember to support the channel by liking this video and subscribing if you can. Thank you for watching and see you next time, friends.